Welcome to my lovely HP community and the 5D Collective. We are going to continue with our channeled guidance messages and food for thought for this lovely 1010 portal. This one is for the songs, as I got cut off from our other one. The daytime also passed away, but we are back. So if you didn't tune into the other one, the recap is that you are a person who owns your sense of self. Okay, so you have no disowned parts. You are your own embodied divine feminine, and you are your own embodied divine masculine. You have a body, a brain, and a system that works at their best with joyousness, exuberance, and ecstaticness because you have integration, desire, capacity, and restorative embodiment. So you live mindfully and spiritually, and emotions are not painful. They're deep, and you know how to do resiliency by choice. Not you don't have to. So human suffering love narrative is for those who feel emotions painfully and they can't speak. Okay, so the part about how you're gonna know if you're resonating with all of that which is deeply emotional, you cherish. You cherish that you wake up in the morning. It's not pretend, it's from here. You'll know here. So if you're sad, you're like, I'm sad, it's okay. My voice is going away. So some people, they don't know how to speak their truth. Some of us, we do. So I have had many opportunity to be vulnerable, and I've always cherished them, even when I was ridiculously, embarrassingly embarrassing. Okay, so it's okay when you're wanting to be yourself. You're not going to hide your feelings, especially when you're going and getting your love. So Redbone, come and get your love. Guardian of the Galaxy, Spirit in the Sky. These are songs that were channeled for those who are harmonized. So you're being yourself, you're mindfully flawed and integral. So you have integrity and you're not afraid of sounding either like a quote unquote, you may be right, I may be crazy, Billy Joel, but it might just be a lunatic you're looking for, because if I wake up, I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? If I wake up from night, I've got you under my skin. Okay, Beyond the Sea and Young at Heart again from Michael Bublé. And then we have our lovely Sleeping Beauty with The Dream, right? I Recognize You. We also have Stranger Than the Night, Non Dimenticar, Something Stupid. Okay, those are the sounds that I am called to more than the words, but some have words, we've reviewed them. So for one, the ones who give love a bad name, shot through the heart, we're not going to blame you. We understand that some want to love, some are afraid. It's my life, it's now or never. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever, the Bon Jovi tune. So we do oblada when somebody doesn't want to be there for real, right? Oblada, life goes on, huh? And that's why you work through the emotions and you know, okay, you were a day tripper. You pretended the all my loving, I will let you know to you. Da-da-da. Yeah, okay, sure. I was made for loving you, baby. You. So whenever people are real deal, there's no mixed signals. There's a consistent high, and the Young at Heart is one of those notes, as well as the Sleeping Beauty one with you will love me like you did once before. Okay, so this is something that I'm integrating a little bit of this and that. Again, I already had discussed of who we are. So you're a person who has healthy self-worth. The ones who don't, they can use all these same lyrics, songs, whatever it is, but you're gonna know that they're not the real deal because they won't come through. Okay, so you come through when you're a consistent, contingent communicator. You come through when you're talking to me about your feelings and about your thoughts and about your day. Okay, so the herald of change is not an invisible ghost. The herald of change is a person who is going to have a clear way to communicate to you that which they have planned for how union takes place for real and not pretend. And they will do so playfully, and they will accept you as you are, and you accept them as they are. And so with our enlightened crew, you don't have to be in the soul age group, but you have the destiny of you, and you have the emotional stuff of you, and you're not fearing rejection because you know that all of your relationships from yesterday to today are bringing you to abundance, because the world is not something you weigh on your shoulders. You have a inner child that is an adult. You know how to calibrate your nervous system. You know how to be your own safe haven, secure base. That's why you own your destiny. That's why emotions are something that you don't fear or feel upset about. And so if I wake up and I say, I think I love you, no, I know I love you, what am I so? No, I know I love you. I'm coming and getting my love. And that's where we're at. So when you have the star of creation, it's cleared all those untruths of the wounds that some people had from their childhood, okay? The distortedness from the childhood stuff, it's all cleared away. And that's what has happened yesterday. And now that you are completely aware, I'm imperfect, but I'm lovable. I know who I want to share my pure consciousness, pure energy life with, and the bountiful of your herd. You're going to move forward as an equanimous, mindful, integrated brain, restorative embodiment, self-aware human being. Okay, so the star of creation is a lovely star. You can go watch the other channel guidance if you want more of that. So you have awakened into your aliveness. That's thanks to mindfulness and to spirituality if you are in the spirituality crew. But basically you can speak your truth, self-expression. You know how to always be heard and seen because you hear and see yourself. So you're not alone. And so in these days you've been aware and you've become aware. If it's not true love, then it's a waste of time. True love is a person who cares about my mental, emotion, physical exuberance. So they're always going to make a smile into a smile and a tear and more into a smile. Why? Because we're all 24 hours living mindfully. It's not toxic positivity. When you are embodying pure consciousness, the 5D frequency, that's who I'm talking to. You own yourself. If there's suffering, that's what therapists are for. Then once you're ready, you have an option and an opportunity. Human love narrative, human suffering, love, they drag their feet and they use all of their data to say, no, you're fake positive, and you say whatever and you leave it alone. And that's for the groups of the very basic of where we're at, because I have consistently heard of individuals who don't live the embodiment of what is pure and simple, restorative, their own birthright. They don't want to do it. Every time they stub a toe, they get upset about it. Okay, so you have also learned how to use your sacral and root, your visceral, with your higher chakras. This is number one that really came through, which is why you have renewed vitality, enhanced creativity, pleasure, no fucking business with the shame people or any of that. Okay, so you have completely identified the difference between those who are visceral and they shame fuck and alone fuck and basically just anyone who's an unhealthy other. You know the difference now. That's clear, and you are not a person who's judging that or doing characterological distinctions, but you know that, for example, these tarot cards that exist and say go fuck people to clear their, no, that's spiritual bypassers. So they're using their body in a way. The 3D 4D community, I didn't think they would stick around, but I do today know that they will. And it's the same people who minimize good therapists, they minimize neuroscientists, they minimize all the sciences, and they're competing with it. And so when sciences or spirituality people are competing, I know they're not part of our 5D collective. When they're creating special groups, they're again not part of the 5D collective because they need a group in order to identify and feel special, which means that they're basing their community not on radical acceptance and authentic. They want to make it look like it, but this is what they're doing. They're giving each other the, because you can tell because they won't mingle and tingle with everyone. So they'll have the Peter Pan who's leading the lost boys, lost girls, lost days, and they are charging with those sticks. And then they're going to say, how dare you not see us? They don't know how to see and hear their self. So they're going to say, I need to yell in order to be heard. Because that's their survival, fight, flight mode. That's their projection of their adaptive child part, who I need to assert myself. And the rigidity will show it to you, and their lack of forgiveness will show it to you, and their lack of flexibility. And so you will know you have this inside of them, and whoever it is that's leading them and saying, no, you see, my people are right. You say, sure they are, yeah. So anyways, that's for, again, the 4D, 3D collective, so we don't need to do anything about that. Right now, we're talking about love, and then let me reorganize. Yes, here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, with that, the 5D frequency, we love circumstances in the night because they always marry laughter and handsome, charming individuals that are an invasion of the mirror of trust. And I switched it out around, reflection of trust. They mirror an invasion of the reflection of trust. So whenever I've gotten the opportunity to embark on more of my oversoul, I can tell you all it's really fun. Like I said, you'll be looking to build these lovely relationships and to have that foundation of your own self and your world with those people as you move forward. There's not putting a pause to it, if you will. And so it's really fun. I look forward to hearing about your fun stories and then about how love consistently makes its way through you building a lot of different types of experiences. And with that being said, I will leave it at that. Thank you for stopping by. I hope the portal is bringing to you a lot of amazing conversations, because I do know some people are prepared for it. It's time. You're really excited. I'm excited for you. And we share love and hugs with the people who don't know how to be their own safe haven, secure base yet, and healthy other, and then bring their healthy other to others. The ones who are doing this, we get to be the wind beneath each other's wings, but we get to also be a wing, because, you know, sometimes somebody will have a broken one and will say, hey, I got a wing for you. You want it? And they'll say, yeah. And then you'll consistently be those wings for each other. And wings don't ever leave their each other's. We don't skip out on town, which is why our oversoul expands, and that's why you don't have a saga or drama with any of your twin flames, or soulmates. No, in fact, you will always be happy as you know the ones who continue to expand, you know the ones who settle in, speaking from experience, and whenever ascension energies are around, they're always expanding. Oh yeah, nobody tests anyone. Yes, I wanted to mention, I'm a divine feminine of my oversoul. Nobody's testing me. And there's no need for testing before union, any of that bullshit stuff, FYI. It's bullshit, because if you have a twin flame or twin flames or a soulmate, it means it's a person. And it means that you know how to be a person who talks. And then you know how to pick up on if they have chosen not to talk, that they don't want to be in your life that way. And that's something you welcome and accept, not as rejection. It's called they have a life and they will lead it with what makes them happy, and you're happy for that and for them. And so you build secure connections, you recalibrate, and you understand that we all have different types of desires for what our home and our lover environment will look like. So you don't hold a venomous tooth and think, I can't wait to see them get their karma. They lost the best thing that ever was in their life. And all of that other bullshit stuff that leads people to doing the, what is it called? Not the shame fucking. In this case, it's, I'm going to get back at them. I'm going to fuck that person and that person, or whoever knows, right? So, and then they're going to wait until they're looking, huh? And there are people that do this. I know of them. I've seen them on screen. I forgave. Wow, you did you? I see you forgave really well. Your tone gives it completely away. So facades are always going to be facades for the ones of us who know what true love is. True love is, I am happy that you have found your happiness. So here's the story I'll leave you with. I'll never forget when I got the download, because you'll get downloads of your oversoul. So soulmates, twin flames, all of them. Not just the twin flames, but the twin flame, you'll know who it is. You won't need to ask for guidance if you're a embodiment of your true self, which is the embodiment of your divine feminine. And so Maria hasn't ever lost herself. You've heard this more than once. And so I'm aware of one of my twin flames and what's going on. And I wasn't as familiar with describing what my clairs are. Now I am to a T if I want to. So I did know, though, what was happening. So you'll know what you're getting downloaded. You don't have a question. You don't need anybody to guide you for what is the feeling if you're an embodiment of the true divine feminine. Okay, I'm not a masculine. The masculines, they use words. I use feelings, and I don't have questions for my feelings. That's why my left mode, I don't need it online. I'm navigating with my right mode. My left mode is used right now as I'm speaking to you as a channeler and all that and describing to you, but the feelings are what lead me. So I knew exactly what I perceived the minute it came, and it was like a little puzzle. It went click. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. He found his spot. And I was so happy. And in fact, I got confirmation. And it made me super, super happy. And then I understood in time what that meant, though. And so here's where I understood also of accepting, because see, this is where a divine feminine will know the infinite potential of all of those who are divine masculines. So for me, anybody who's not embodying their divine feminine is going to be a person who still has this, okay? So it's not good or bad, but I'll know because they won't be consistently in with their thoughts and emotions, okay? They won't be with playfulness. It will be hard to think and it will be hard to feel. And they will think of it as laundry. And then they will look again and go fuck people so that they can, get back at each other. So long story short, the moment you find your spot doesn't mean that you will have reclaimed your inner child, okay? So if you're stagnating, but you found your spot, for the person living it, they're all happy and all of that. Like my facade friend. That's how I'm going to conclude it. So this is where you're still happy for people, but you know that they didn't tap into more. But that's not your place to say what somebody's state of consciousness should be or not. Like Sadhguru shares, but I add the human element. So this is also where when you look at the soul age groups, there's different types. So I can spot my facade people in the relationship and societal soul age groups. Not into the enlightenment soul age group, like I can spot the spiritual bypasser people with their twin flame stuff, the way they're doing it in the not only the relationship, but also the spirituality soul age group. So the ones who tell you that it's a flat line to be with your twin flame, yeah, sure it is. They don't know enlightenment. They don't know exuberance. They definitely don't know how to use their entire system the way Sadhguru does. I know how to use it's called restorative embodiment. You'll know if you're here because you'll be like, I have emotions. It's not lust. It's not visceral. It's not the lower frequency, because you have higher frequency first of all. And that's why, again, when I read to you the Carnelian, you being able to know healthy self-soothing mechanisms is I don't go shame fucking people or alone fucking or being miserable because I'm all alone. People who suffer loneliness have yet to reclaim their whole self, so they're not doing their therapy stuff and they are not doing mindfulness if they're suffering emotions and relationships. It's not a competition. It's, again, people, if they want, there's enough therapists around for them to know how to go over there and then to put their best feet forward. And achieving bliss is not hard if you are truly in the mindfulness, spirituality, embodiment, and wanting to. You understand emotions are not to be talked about as hard or easy or painful or not. It's their emotions. They're going to be part of life because that's how it works. The way you want to address it will make a difference of how you feel it. And so lightness is why 5D, we are enjoying the ascension energies. 4D are weighed down by it. And then they feel alone. And anything that has not been resolved, that it comes up and it will be voiced. And they don't pay attention to the trauma therapists who tell them to go and get them, okay? So when I perceive this spot and the happiness and the completion, I was very happy. To this day I'm happy, but I can look back and notice who of those people are facades as well as those who are still expanding. And so that's where I was just gonna share that added data point in case it supports any of you. But divine feminine, we don't go and tell people that they need to do something different because it's their life. It's now or never. No, it's their life. It's my life. It's now or never. So they're not gonna live forever, but they will in fact tell you how happy they are. So the people that I know of facades, they're all happy. And that's because they're living at the frequency that they feel most comfortable with. And it is a modulated embodiment. And it is one that will have the use of their rumination. But they think that that's the only way to feel and stuff like that. So you can talk to them all day long about all the attachment, trauma, updated educational, besides the mystic stuff, mindfulness. They won't hear anything. They won't put it into practice. But we'll be back with more. In the meantime, again, love is in the air. Have a good time. And I think I love you. Don't just think. Let's have conversations. So I'm happy to know that you're all embarking on this beautiful found a solid foundation. It's really fun to have healthy people in our lives and to have them, men, women, and theys, be able to be vulnerable, because if there's one thing that life is, and that time is appreciated, and what I'm trying to say is when you have love with independent lovers, not secure ones. The not secure ones, in time, once they're reassured, that's great, but not as partners in life. Partners in life, at least for those of us who are empowered, again, you can be the energy of a wise mind and a playful, because you know how to be mindfully aware and have fun. And we're gonna, again, obladi, we're gonna find ways to healthily self-soothe each other and bring a smile to each other's face and reassure and all that. We'll be back with more. Again, have a good one.